All right, so this is one of those ads where I ask you to book a strategy call and we talk about your lead generation problem and how to solve it. And if you haven't responded, it's probably because you think I'm going to try and sell you something you don't want and don't need. And so, to help you set those fears aside and get the help you need, why don't you eavesdrop on one of these calls and see if maybe you'd like to talk about how we can help you.
So tell me, Jim, where do you get clients now?
Uh, Basically referrals, and we buy leads from a company here in Dallas.
And how are those bought leads working for you?
Oh, pretty good. We're getting maybe 25 leads a week.
25 leads a week. Cool. So that must keep you busy. What's a day in the life of a sales rep look like?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, what happens with these leads? What do you guys do with a lead when it comes in?
Oh, well, we call them up on the phone, try to book an appointment or talk to them right then and there and try to make the sale.
And how often does that happen?
Not very often. Half the time they don't even pick up and we have to leave a voicemail.
And how many of them call you back?
Not many.
And the half that do pick up the phone, how many agree to an appointment or agree to speak with you?
Maybe 1 in 5.
So 20%. And of the 20%, how many of them buy?
About the same, maybe 1 in 5.
So out of 100 leads, 20 talk to you and 4 of them buy. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Now, how do you define a lead?
What do you mean?
Is a lead a person's contact info, or is it someone who gave you their contact info for the express purpose of learning more about what you can do to help them?
Well, like I said, I'm buying leads. I guess they go through some sort of website and put their name in for something, and the lead gen company gives us the lead.
And how many other agencies do they give that lead to?
No idea.
So let's see if I've got this straight. You're getting maybe 25 leads a week. You try to contact them. Maybe 5 of them give you the time of day. What are you guys doing the rest of the week?
Okay, well, between those calls, I have them doing prospecting on LinkedIn. And I've got this software that automatically finds people with certain things in their profile.
Okay.
And then we do some research on the prospect so we can put something about them in the connection request. And then another software automatically does follow up, and then we'll try to parlay that back and forth with them and try to book a sales call.
Is that time consuming?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how's that work out for you? How many sales calls do you get that way?
Maybe another 2 or 3 every week, but they tend to be small deals and they take a long time to close.
See, here's the thing, Jim. You're having a heck of a time here because there's very little involvement with these leads before you speak with them. And I don't mean your involvement, I mean their involvement. You need to involve the buyer in the process of learning about their problem and learning about the various ways of solving it by having them make multiple micro commitments, like giving you their email address, giving you their phone number, clicking here, watching this, listening to that, with each involvement tracked, optimized, and leading logically to a call. How much more authority do you think your guys would have in that case when they're talking to a prospect?
You mean if the person had been following us online and doing these things?
Yes. How much more likely would you be to make a sale if that were the case?
I really never thought about it.
That's called positioning. Positioning yourself as a problem solver instead of prospecting for people with problems. Instead of feeling like they're being chased, by some kind of salesman, people feel like they're actively seeking out an expert. Who are they going to buy from, the salesman or the expert?
Yeah, I get your point.
Of course, not everybody who's involved is necessarily qualified. How often do you find yourself burning up cycles talking to people who can't qualify or who can't afford your offering?
Yeah, that happens all the time.
How would you like to have a mechanism that automatically screens those people out? Would that help you to make more sales?
Yeah, I suppose it would, but how could I do that?
At some point along the path from click to call, or even before they have a chance to click, call this negative involvement, if you will, the prospect by their action or inaction fails the test and drops out of the race. So you're only speaking with people who are qualified. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How much do you know about a prospect right now before speaking with them?
Well, they're supposed to be in the market for insurance, but I have to wonder sometimes why they hang up the phone on us when we call.
Maybe because you're the fifth salesman calling in the last half hour, which won't happen when you're generating your own leads online. What's more, you'll know the journey they took from the moment they saw your ad to the moment they showed up on the Zoom call, and how much more rapport will your rep have with the client when he or she already knows about their needs, wants, and desires in advance. And the prospect already knows how your firm can satisfy those needs and wants and desires better than anyone else.
Yeah, that should be a lot easier to close.
You bet. You bet. Because the last thing you need to be doing at the enrollment call is selling yourself. The enrollment call should not be a dog and pony show. It's a problem-solving needs assessment. There's no conventional selling involved because the prospect already knows what you do, how you do it, and why it's in their best interest to follow your lead and get the help that they need. Aren't those the kinds of leads you'd like to have?
So that didn't look too painful, did it? It's just an honest discussion of where you are now in your business and what needs to change, so you can double, triple, quadruple your lead flow and the quality of your sales conversations and even your ability to service those new clients. Like we did for John Benson, who applied these secrets to convert over $300,000 in sales within just 16 days of a software as a service launch. Or Rob Kosberg of Bestseller Publishing, who helps authors pen bestsellers. He generated over $300,000 in additional sales in just the first 120 days. Or James Lang of Lang Financial Group, who took an 8-figure seminar business online in just a few short weeks, building incredible additional leverage and profitability into his advisory business. Or web developer John Munsell, who was able to jack sales by over $250,000 during the Christmas holidays, a time when they traditionally sell nothing. And there are more success stories and case studies. And they all started with one of these calls. Now, this isn't for everyone. Obviously, we only have so much bandwidth to do these free sessions, and so you do have to apply and qualify. But if you're serious about transforming your operation into a much more profitable, scalable, and saleable one, then click the button to the lower left of this video. Or if you're on mobile, it's at the top right. Or if you're watching this on Facebook or LinkedIn, there should be a Learn More button below. You'll be taken to a page that looks like this. You can apply for a free session, and I hope we talk soon.